All right. So basically what we're doing is I've cut together, a lot of this stuff. And you guys some of the stuff you guys have already seen just in terms of stuff, but Yad turned out some stuff yesterday, which is really cool. I'm just going to kind of move forward to that. So, I think you guys have seen these shots. Um and Yad, I know you're on the call. For whatever reason, this shot, which I think is the second one, didn't seem to render more than one frame. So,
So we talk about that, Mr. Greg. We said we want to keep it as a still camera, but I want to work in the animation on the frame, right?
is it okay? Okay,
So
that makes sense.
that's why I keep it like that.
Well, okay, so but I mean, it literally rendered one frame.
Oh, what if
See what I'm saying? Like you can see the counter going, but like there's literally no movement. I think, and when I ran this through Nuke, it just kind of held the one frame that it had and rendered, it rendered out. So
I
I
will
don't
look
just
at it, Mr. Greg, but
makes
I
makes
believe
sense.
I keep it like that because we said we want to just keep it still camera, but we need to play with the animation.
Fair enough. No, I like the camera angle. Actually, I'm happy with that. I just just want to check sometimes because it does happen sometimes when you're rendering um out of Unreal that it gives up. So we can just check. It could be on my end too, but I didn't
No,
see that it.
it just one shot, to be honest with you. You're right. It's
Okay,
like just one shot, no movement, nothing.
okay, all right. But I like the angle. I think that the
Thank
angle's
you.
good. Yeah, I like this shot a lot too. Um, we'll cut it together. I like this shot very much actually. This is such a dynamic shot that you really cannot get inside of a car at all. I mean, I don't know how you would ever actually rig something like this inside a car, but I
Go,
dig.
bro.
What's that?
Go, bro.
Yeah, I suppose that no,
In
that
the
makes
slider.
sense. Yeah, no,
Dash cam.
yeah, not quite a dash cam, but you might be right. Yeah, I mean, the smaller cameras are. I mean, it really, I hadn't thought about that, but that is true. Um, that you could, but I like the shot a lot. Actually, I think that's really
I'm
cool.
glad.
Yeah. Um, um,
Do do they put GoPros on cranes?
well, it's interesting because there are so many. The smaller and smaller cameras are getting, and the higher and higher resolution that you're getting out of them, and higher quality in terms of color depth that you're getting out of cameras, these small ones. You can put together a little slider in there, which is essentially a really really small rail system. Sorry, that and you can program it to move across and do dynamic shots really easily. And I see these kind of rigs on on Instagram and whatnot, and you're like, it's Edelchrome is one that does a really good DSLR version, and you can get some really nice programmable things on there. So um, yeah, I so yeah, that's a really neat shot. Um, this one, I'm not sure how I feel about this one. I like the idea. I think we started in a little bit too close. And so this one we could probably maybe push out a little bit. I like this shot very much. Um, Here, I'm going to play this back again. Now, to be 100% on this one, we've turned off the glass. Is that right? Yeah. Or
Yes,
we
yes.
okay. All right. That's what I figured. Um, yeah, so the biggest thing is going to be getting this in the environment. I think on the farm road is going to be either that or on on Juan's country road. We're going to need to get this in the environment, so we're getting the lighting right and stuff. But I like this shot a lot, actually. So
You know, when you have them, Mr. Greg, just give it to me if you don't mind,
okay,
and I can figure it out, you know?
okay, yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, really good stuff.
You'll
Um,
see the license plate. I
I
looked
haven't
over the
seen it yet.
license
No.
plate yesterday.
Oh, cool. Looking forward to seeing that. And this is one I rendered this morning. This is the one of the shots that I want. I'm not in love with it yet. The the environment is coming along in here. I think um the fence needs to be more wood than white. And I was having a couple of issues with the vehicle. This is obviously our older one that's still purple with without the headlights, um but it's getting to where it's getting there. The I did have a couple of questions in regard to this environment, and so this is kind of a Dion John Scott question. Um, I did not see the barn in there anymore, and I was just curious if that got swapped out or um, what's happened with that. Um,
Yeah, he told me where the barn was. I tried to put it in there, but it wasn't working. So I deleted that one, and that's where I was stuck on that.
okay,
And the horse, I put in, yeah, it's content from his real project. It did not carry over. Um,
okay.
so it's just stuck.
So okay, so I think what we'll do, John Scott's on the call at the moment.
They
What is
talking
it?
about the pole barn or the barn
The
barn?
the barn and the pole barn's going to go in also. So
Okay.
that's next. Um, so yeah, John Scott, I see you on the call here. So we're going to need to try and get the two of you in a breakout room to get the barn sorted out first, and then sort out the horse. So that would be Yad and Dion,
Have you ever
and that
tried to do it on your end, like to
no,
put it in there?
I have not. So
Okay.
yeah, there's only so much stuff I've got time to do, and I'm trying to like the thing that I'm trying to do is just get some of these shots dialed in, so we've got a little more specificity on some of the the detailing that needs to be done. Um, so this is one I got worked out this morning, and that's essentially what the shot's supposed to be. There's a couple of other. I really like the grass and stuff that's in there now, and we can hone that in a little bit. But so there are actually a lot of things that are going to need to go into this scene. Um, so we're going to need the barn, pole barn, the correct horse, and then Cameron has got, I believe, a version of the rigged rover, and that's going to actually need to get into all of the sequences. That really needs to be there so we can start to finalize some of these shots, and that's going to be top of the list for today. And so, Cameron, are we? I don't know if you can hear me right now, but are we in a place where we can start moving that over? Oh, I don't know if you're talking, I can't hear you at the moment, but we can have a sidebar. Um, so yeah, that's coming. Um, so I'm excited. These shots are really getting there. There's a couple of other shots that made it. Uh, and I don't think I had shown you guys this one. Maybe I had. This is um, a better render of the point of view. All of these are going to get the new the new rover in there with the correct colors and lights on it and stuff. That'll be next, and I'm gonna need the correct barn. All of that's gonna have to be in the Dion's version. So we'll get that sorted out.
I'm really happy. It looks so good, you know?
It's really starting to work. Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
and once we get Joe's version of the bridge working, this shot's going to really start to sing. Um, hey, Juan, do you have what we were working on yesterday? I'm going to show you guys something else too. He's got a couple things
Yes, sir.
that he wants to show too.
Did the bridge work? The one with the materials? Did that?
That's a question that you and Juan need to discuss. So, um, and it's not a not a bad thing necessarily. It's just a um, it's a needing to make sure that he's familiar with the process. So, but yeah, we worked on some lighting and stuff yesterday.
Wow.
Oh,
It's
wow.
it's coming along nicely, and that's the perspective view of it.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well,
that's what
now
we
I want a Range Rover.
exactly. So yeah, just so this is kind of the lighting that we're working on for that section actually. And we'll get some more light in there, but it's I think it's starting to work. And hey, can you click off the like just click in the sky somewhere just to deselect the bridge, yeah, or the fence. So yeah, that's starting to work. Um, there's some more foliage that needs to be dealt with in there, but this is going to be a good looking shot actually. And before class, Juan sent me kind of a cool little tutorial about using Niagara for as a particle system to make the leaves fall, which I think is going to be really cool for the sequence. So, um, much to do, but we're definitely getting there. So, um, thoughts? And that
Yeah.
if you go back to the perspective camera that yeah, like this one, um, we're gonna have some other shots like that. The tracking shot that we're gonna do. I was thinking about it, which I want to swap it to the other side of the car so that we're looking at the sun and then we're seeing the light beams coming through the trees and stuff like that. It's actually really a neat looking shot. So yeah, the sequence is coming along great, actually. So um and we do need to, I think, swap out the sky. Brandon, we were talking about doing the high ultra, what is it called? Ultra
Ultra
dynamic
dynamic.
sky.
Yeah, if we do that, then we'll have to get rid of the lighting that's happening now because it uses its own sun.
Okay.
And so what I suggest us do is do an HDR to
Okay.
replace the sky in this scene.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we can do that. That's fine. Um, but so something in this ballpark is what we're looking for this sequence, and it's starting to work. And so I'm excited that this is the once we get the rigged car in there, we're going to be able to do a lot more with it, and we'll be able to start turning out some legitimate shots for this one. So um, yeah. So, really good work, you guys. I mean, like we're really, making some great strides. So, Cameron is going to be a very sought after man today. Just getting the with the current version of the rover rigged in there into these sequences, and then we can get them done. So, um, anybody got any thoughts, questions? Um, Oh, hey, Juan, can you throw that tutorial into into the chat here by any chance?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir.
I just want to show you guys a couple things here.
There you go.
Yep. All right, so um, I'll just show you the very beginning of this thing. I didn't share the sound, but here we go. So some decent looking just falling leaves. And that just is one of the things that that you always try to do is some sort of atmospherics to give everything a little bit more depth as much as possible. And so um, if we can get this in there, particularly for that last shot that we were looking at, I think it's going to look fantastic. So some really good progress being made. So um, that's the push on this one to try and get some of that. But okay, so first things first, John Scott, I'm gonna open some breakout rooms here, and